Hey everybody, it is July 28th, 2009. I'm Sonic Suns. I'm here to talk to you about the internet, specifically net neutrality, also called network neutrality, also called internet neutrality, also called... what the heck are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about a recent event, or rather a recent event which shows you what net neutrality is, or could be, or could in fact, or blah blah blah. There's a website called 4chan. You may have heard of it. There's a lot of craziness on 4chan. A lot of just... it's hard to explain. But it's very popular. You know, in large part because of its craziness. And other people hate them because of the crazy. I'm not going to explain 4chan. It takes too much time. Look it up. It's the numeral 4CHAN. Anyway. And there's also like 5chan and all sorts of other chans. 4chan is the particularly crazy one. So, 4chan, particularly well known and crazy and so forth, disappears off the internet. Because their server went down or something? No, actually, because if you're using AT&T, AT&T has decided they're gone. Just like that, without any, as far as I've heard, any sort of announcement, any sort of, you know, like a court order or something, it came down the pipeline. No, just like AT&T decided they don't like 4chan right now. And for people using AT&T, it was gone. Or at least like the wired service, I think wireless was slightly different, whatever. For bajillions of people, it was gone. 4chan was gone, and 4chan got annoyed at this, to put it mildly. 4chan does not like it when you mess with 4chan. Thankfully, within like 12 hours later, I think, AT&T brings it back up, and okay, we have an uneasy truce now or something. But it brings some of this question. Is AT&T allowed to do that? You know, typically when you get the internet, you connect to, what? The internet. One of the great things about the internet is there is one internet, right? Everyone is connected to everyone. Basically, I can just contact any server, any nation, anywhere almost. Every website which is accessible to me is probably accessible to like everybody else in the world, even if maybe there's like a password or something I need to get to cool stuff on that website. The website itself is still there. Other people could at least contact it and say hi. People can talk to people. Everyone talks to everyone. And you can imagine what it would be like if we hadn't established that in the first place. If we had, you know, multiple internets. You can just imagine this, actually. There'd be like the Google internet and the Microsoft internet and like AOL internet back when people cared about AOL. And the Yahoo internet. And then like your website would be like on one or another internet. They'd have like different policies and different things. And oh, I signed up for the Yahoo internet and that cost me this much. And these things, but that got better speed and this... one site is only available here, and they have this exclusivity contract to be on this internet, and they have, oh my gosh. That gets messy, you know. So, back in the early days of the internet, everything is connected. Everything is neutral. That is to say, off in the middle of the internet, as it were. Like, you got you, and you're talking over to some server or whatever, and they talk back to you. In the middle, we have all the people that, like, put up all these wires and so forth, like AT&T, for instance. And then the wires connect to each other, connect to each other, connect to each other. So no one like built all the wires. But you sign up at home. You sign up for a particular service, Comcast, AT&T, whomever, to provide that last wire. They call it the last mile that goes from the rest of the internet and then takes it to your house or whatever. Now these people with their last mile type things. And indeed, the internet in general was originally founded to be neutral. Like, I can access any website, right? The website might go down. They might have server problems. They might, you know, just disappear for whatever reason they feel like disappearing. But that's their problem on the other end of the line. In the middle here, I can go wherever. I can connect to anyone, and I can send any sort of information, right? I mean, at some point you could be sending illegal information, and maybe the FBI is on your tail, and that's a different matter. So, you know, net neutrality doesn't necessarily apply to, you know, I have the nuclear launch codes here, and I'm going to, you know, announcing evil plot or something. No. But you can send whatever information. Yeah, I have some text here, I have some video, I have some, you know, video this, that, or the other thing, or here's some random files here, here's some program, here's some... BitTorrent, if you know that, this is, you know, a neat little thing where people kind of send things to each other so that all their downloads go faster. BitTorrent takes up a fair chunk of space on the internet, bandwidth. We're going to get to that in a moment. But I can do whatever, to whatever site, send them whatever data, anything what I want to do. And then some companies started proposing they'd be allowed to do certain things. Technically, they're kind of allowed as it is. The legal status, particularly if you think of the international world, it is the internet. Legal status is kind of iffy. I myself am not even sure exactly, because the FCC is sort of regulating, so they have like principles, but I'm not sure things are quite in law per se. It's kind of weird. Anyway, you're supposed to be able to send, whatever information to whatever time, sorts of thing, and you can do whatever. And certain companies start proposing ideas, messing with that. The way they propose it sound kind of nice. You could have certain sorts of content could be prioritized, which could offer certain people who need this content, they could get it faster or something, and you could pay like different levels for it, and it's okay, that seems okay-ish. And then you get to what just happened with AT&T and 4chan. You see, we had to talk about prioritizing content and so forth. Suppose they take all the content to and from 4chan and set it to priority 0. And they're gone. And 4chan is gone to everyone who uses AT&T. What the heck? This is not something necessarily that they needed to do in order to make the rest of the network work. AT&T has made a claim that 4chan, or there are people like at the 4chan IP addresses that were announcing or launching denial of service attacks, I think, which they might have. It is 4chan. There is craziness over there. But it's unclear whether AT&T has or should have or what the authority to do that. Again, it's not like 4chan was taken to court and we decided, okay, court of law, and we had evidence and blah, 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 certain restrictions against you. As AT&T just said, nope, never mind, you're gone. Which raises a frightening specter. Supposing AT&T, or whomever, does that to whomever. Suppose there's some blog I want to read that's got, and this is entry, it says, AT&T is a crappy service, switch to Comcast. Imagine if that was gone. Imagine if the companies who are giving you the internet start censoring the internet. Oh, frick. We have that fragmentation thing sort of happening there. And they could technically, they have like the physical capability to do that sort of thing. As they did recently. Suppose I want to go to like askaninja.com, and they're like, would you like to go to askaprincess.com? Like, no, I was going to ask Ninja. Oh, well, you can't. You can't? No, you can't. Why not? Well, because they haven't paid us a bribe. I mean, a fee. Yeah, they need to, Ask a Ninja needs to give us money, otherwise you're not allowed to access their stuff. I'm paying for internet, yeah, and they're paying for servers, yeah, and so can I connect to them, please? No. No, they need to give us money. More money. Particularly in the example I just gave you of anti-competitive practices. If there's some website, that says AT&T's crap, can I access that? At the moment, I can. I mean, none of this really terrible stuff has happened yet, per se. Even the 4chan stuff was, first of all, only lasted 12 hours, and secondly, at least they're claiming there was a legitimate reason. I'm not sure who has proof on either side of this. But, they were able to take a site off the net. They could theoretically take whatever site. I mean, again, only to people that use AT&T. Other people could still access 4chan. But still, several thousands or millions of people who use AT&T suddenly can't get to 4chan. Because AT&T said so. Not even like there was an announcement of this 24 hours in advance or something. It's just gone. So supposedly, they could just apply that power wherever they like. I'm sorry, we're gonna go to Comcast.com now. Nope, sorry, that site does not exist. Or something. Nah.